All right, and we're back. Today's video, moving right along. I got my Redline kit in. Issue is, I don't know when this bike was serviced for 1,000 miles, or if it was serviced for 1,000 miles. Supposedly it was. But I prefer Redline oil anyway. I think I said in another video. So today we're going to change the engine oil, get that out of the way, possibly get the primary done, and maybe the transmission. Depends, because we have plans this evening, so it depends on how the day goes. We do watch our grandson during the day. We are his official daycare, so you know, basically just going to see what I can get done on it. I'll try to show you as much as I can. All right, and it'll probably be broken down into 3 segments: oil first, then either transmission or primary, or vice versa, each video. All right, one of the things I do is I try to ride up on a board just to raise the front end up a little more, because the oil plug is straight to the back of the engine. So I do that to try to make sure I get as much of the dirty oil out as I can. So we're going to do this. Let me get this angled. I'm going to get the bike fired up, and we'll get it pulled in and set up on the board here on an angle so I can get underneath it. Okay. And yes, I live in shorts in the summertime. I got like 10 pairs of cutoffs. And I don't mean shorts that go down to your knees either. They're not shorts. So again, that gets it up a little higher, leaning more towards the back of the bike. I'm pretty sure you could see when I did that. And then this way we can get underneath and get to the oil plug easy. So, yep, all right, very good. You got to see where we're at. One thing I do own is the Harley drain pan. Nice and slender, fits underneath the bike easily without a problem. So, something handy to have if you're doing your own maintenance. Highly recommend it. All right, let's see. Angle that down a little bit until we get ready to do the plug. Oh, there's my Allen wrench. I was wondering what happened to that. Okay. Got J-hooks on order for that backrest pad. So, they're supposed to be in tomorrow. They come in. I already got the suction cups all yanked off. So, they come in tomorrow, then probably we'll try to get that squared away. All right, first things first. Yeah, let's see. Works better if you have your keys in your hand. Get the toolboxes unlocked. I just got back from running out to pick up some thread locker. So the bike is good and hot, ready to go. Easy enough to dump the oil here. All right, should be, let's see, a pair of gloves on. I pretty much wear these things all the time now that I'm retired. Main reason I like the gloves, especially like with my grandson, I don't have filthy hands when I'm playing with him, which I'm not a big fan of. All right, let's see. We're looking for a 5/8, which is what it should be. That's not it. Where the heck is my 5/8 at? There's the 5/8. There we go. So let's see what we got. Let me get this in place. Very good. That can go there. And we'll see where we're at. I'll get one of my blankets to lay on. Now, make sure I can get to it without a problem. Oh yeah, no issue. No issue. Now we'll pull out the plugs for the drain pan. Center one is for getting the oil in. This one is for the vent. So we'll yank them both out. That way they're out of the way. And then what we're going to do is have some paper towels ready. I'm going to bring you guys over here. See if we can do this. Show you where the drain plug is. I believe this is the same setup as all M8s also. So, let's do this. Whoa. Get this here. All right, I'm gonna take out the camera. Got to get it down on the floor so you guys can see where we're at. Okay. So we're down here in the back. Again, this, I don't know why they put this on. There's no inspection decals in New Jersey. All right, so that's your oil drain plug. So what we're going to do, we're going to get that out. Let's see, I can set you up here, I think. That'll work. Just kind of lean you on the drain pan carefully. Make sure this is ready to go. And see if we can get this started here. Come on. Yeah, this, there we go. Okay, very good. That's loose. Yeah, let's see if it's loose enough by hand yet. Nope, not quite yet. I'm going to be getting rid of this inspection plate because it is nothing but in the way. I can't get a good throw on the wrench unless I go to the other side, which I don't want to do because I can see the camera and make sure we're getting it filmed right. And it keeps spinning on me. Come on, baby. Let's go. Get to the point to where I can take it by hand. We'll be in business. Yeah, this chrome plate is just in the way. Come on. Maybe wedge it up against the tire. It'll stop cranking around on me. Of course it doesn't. Very good. All right. Try this again. I'm going to get... It's not quite to the point, or maybe it is. All right, let's see. Come on. Jesus, they got a ton of thread locker on here. Thread sealant. Which is good, so you don't have any leaks, but at the same time, it's a bit of a pain in the backside. All right, let's do this. Get you back here. There we go. And that drops the oil. As you can see, that's draining out pretty nice, good and hot. So, we'll let you watch that for a minute while I wipe my hands off and clean up a little bit here so we don't get it all over the place. I got more rags in the house. I forgot to bring out old t-shirts and stuff, which is what I actually like to use over paper towels. Prefer the old rags. They make it a little easier to clean up the mess. All right, let's see. Take this one. Hey, you two idiots better stop out there. Hey! You're going in the house because you're not digging any more holes. I'll be right back, people. Let's go. In the house. In the house. You can't be trusted. Get in. You're not being trusted by yourself out there. All right, I'm back. One thing about the new dog, he's a digger. I haven't had a digger since I was a little kid. That dog loves to dig. And all he does is rip up the yard. I got a million holes in my backyard now. So, all right, one thing I forgot to mention, you do have to, it makes it drain quicker if you pop the dipstick out. So, it can get moving. Yeah, look at it flow now. There you go. Very good. I forgot to pop the dipstick here. So, all right, well, that's enough of that. You don't have to watch that drain anymore. So the next thing we're going to do, we'll bring you up here. We're going to clean this oil plug. That right there, huh? See? Doesn't really have much metal on it. A little bit permissible. A little bit from wear. All right, what the heck? Trying to get you set up here. Move those. Okay. And there's a drain plug. what I'm going to do, actually, I think I'll set you back up in the, let me put you back in the tripod, and then I can just do it on the floor, show you exactly what we're doing here. While that oil is draining, you guys don't have to, again, we don't need to watch that. Put you back in the carrier. Yeah, right, very good. All right, bring it around so it's not too bright. And we're gonna grab these. Grab this drain plug. All right. Back together. I'm gonna grab my pick. Actually, makes it a little easier to get the O-ring off of the plug. Never reuse your O-rings on your drain plugs. Never reuse them. This is cheap. These are Vistian, I think the name of the material is. So 50 of them. Cheap on Amazon. Used a bunch of them out of there already. Well worth the money. All right, so get the pick under. Gonna yank this O-ring off. All right, come on, baby. There we go. So that gets rid of the old O-ring. And then we're gonna finish wiping this off. There was very little metal on it, so that's good. That's a good sign. Okay. Well, now, what I like to do, because I used a thread sealant on it, is they don't use Teflon tape. They actually use permatex thread sealant, which is really what you want to use. You don't want to use the Teflon tape. You can't really trust it as much as you can the thread sealer, because once you put that thread sealer on, it lays into threads and you screw it in, it definitely seals it up. So, and we're digging, this is, you got to do this to dig the old sealant out. I don't like to have it go back in. Some people don't care. I don't want to take a chance. You know, Harleys have that reputation for leaking oil. I don't want mine to leak oil. That's all there is to it. There we go. Very good. Just about done here. Yeah, that new Dizzy dog, my God, I got a 2-foot deep hole. I gotta get some topsoil because he spread it all over the yard when he was digging. So, but I love him. He's like I said, he's an official member of the family now. So he's a good boy. He's got a hell of a bark on him when you hear him barking, and I don't know if you can tell in the video, but he's got a freaking amazing loud bark. He's a mutt. Came up from down south. He was abused down there. So the people, it's a shame because he's such a nice dog, and they abused him. So hopefully, I don't know if they were ever charged. Hopefully they were charged with what they did to him. All right, threads are clean. Now we're going to take out a new O-ring here. And the reason, like the 50 pack, because every plug on this bike uses the exact same O-ring. So you can do all three and have brand new O-rings every time. So, all right, here's a new O-ring. So once we're ready to put the plug back in, that's ready to go, and then we tighten it. It says, I think it's 14 to 21 foot-pounds, if I remember right from doing a street glide. I generally try to go in the middle, so I'll tighten it to 18 foot-pounds, and that'll be it. So while we're waiting, let me check and see if this is finished. All right, a couple little drips coming out. Not much left there. So when that's done dripping, we'll go ahead and we'll get the funnel, and basically it's supposed to be 4.5 quarts. So with a filter change, I got a brand new K&N filter that's going to go on here. So we'll go from there once we get that done. But you always start with 4 quarts, and then you see where you're at. So, all right, let's see. Spin you around here. I don't want to start pulling the filter yet because I want to get the pan over underneath. So next thing we're going to do, I think I just bought a new container of thread sealant, but I think I have some left. Let's see what we got. I think I have enough left. Let's see what's in here. Yep, okay, yep, got enough in this tube. I always keep it on hand because, again, you know, even with your car, you can use this stuff. So, all right, that's what it is right there. Permatex thread sealant. So that's good. Plug is clean, ready to go. Just needs thread sealant and thrown back in. In the meantime, I will get my torque wrench out. If you've watched any of my Sportster videos, you know I really prefer a beam style torque wrench. But where this is located, because of that plate, I think I'm going to have to use my 1/2-inch clicker. And I'll dig that out. Yeah, I'm not, like I said, that plate's got to come off. I got to see what size Torx that is. And then we'll go from there. What is this one? That is in inch pounds. Thought I had bought a stubby foot-pound torque wrench, but I'm not seeing it. And let's see. Can we go to here? All right, that's set to 18. Set to tighten. Let's get this taken care of. So, obviously you guys know what a torque wrench is. So we'll get that ready. Let's see if we're done dripping. If we're done dripping, we'll wipe it down with a paper towel and get that plug in. All right, where are we at? Yep, very good. Okay. This is done dripping. All right. I don't know if we can see. I don't think this is quite short enough to see under there. It's not. But you can see she's just about done dripping. Right. Let me take you back out of the holder again. I'm a fan of one camera. I have other GoPros that I could use, but I like to do it all on one. It makes it a little bit easier for editing purposes. All right, well, as you can see, it's about done dripping. Now, what we're going to do, let me bring you over here. All right. Now, take the plug, a little bit of thread sealant on here. Like so. And then I wipe it around. A little bit more. I try to go all the way around the threads because some of it's going to come off when you tighten the plug up. So, but I like to make sure, because like I said, I don't like that Harley rep for leaking oil that everybody seems to think they still do, and they don't. None of mine have leaked oil yet that I've bought in the last 12 years, 13 years. So, all right, so as you can see, it's got thread sealant on it. Back over here. All right, wipe this off. And she's still dripping just a smidge, but I'm not too worried about that. Get this back by hand. Again, you always want to start these things by hand, run them in as far as you can before you tighten them down. Since this has fresh thread sealant on it, basically it's lubed, so it's basically, it's for the most part seated. Which you can see, that's pretty much all the way in. So what I'm going to do now is go to the other side of the bike, get the torque wrench on it, and we'll tighten it down. A lot of guys just go, well, I could do it by feel. Well, you know what? I've seen a lot of bolts and stuff get busted off like that. So I don't go by feel. If it's got a torque value, it gets torqued. Okay. Okay, that's it right there. So that's good. That's done. That's back in. And while that's doing that, now we can set back up in the stand and we'll move over to the oil filter. Next portion of business here. So Get you back up where you can see it. That's done. Back in the holder. One thing this camera does, it does have Bluetooth. And I really should set up my phone with the Bluetooth because then I can monitor everything that's going on at all times. All right. Filter's back in there. As you can see, there's the filter. Now, is it going to cooperate and come out, or did they over-tighten it? Let's see. Probably going to have a wrench, I assume. Yep, okay. So, we're going to try a couple different methods. One of them is this style, which I'll show you, with an extension. Okay, that's this style wrench. Now basically opens up. When you put it on and turn it to the left, it's supposed to tighten down and help you get it off. So come on, there we go. Now she's open. Get it on there. Here we go. So now when I crank that to the left, that's supposed to crack it free. So we're going to see what it does, but before we do that, I want to stuff a couple rags up in there because it's inevitable that you lose oil. I actually have the filter attachment that they say, oh yeah, you can run this in there and that'll catch the oil. Well, I could tell you from experience, it doesn't catch squat. Always ends up leaking all over the freaking place, no matter how hard you try not to. All right. Get this oil pan wrapped around. Okay. Don't want to mess on the floor like I had with the Sportster. Ended up getting oil all over the freaking place. So let's see. Let's sit there for a minute. Let me take this, we'll wipe this out. Let me try to stuff it up in there anyway just to see what it'll do. Again, I've used it a few times without success. So, all right, that's in place. Now, we get this on. And hopefully, that'll come straight loose without a problem. Come on. Get on there. There we go. Now we're on. I always like to put the K&Ns back because I prefer them. All right. Okay, very good. That broke free. Now, let's see if this is going to do the trick. All right, yep. Still not quite there. Get back on it. Give it another crank or two. There we go. And we'll hit it again. Yeah, that's coming loose, but she's at that point to where it's still too snug by hand to come off. Oh, all right, we're getting a little oil. There it goes. Okay. Now, run this out. More rag go. There it is. Like I said, supposedly this was serviced. I'm not taking any chances. I prefer knowing what I have in it, and like I said, I prefer Redline oil. That's my favorite for these bikes. I think it runs better. The bike runs cooler, I think, my opinion. Okay, that's a little slick. See, that's the thing. Like I said, they sell you this oil filtered thing here, and then you can't get your hand up in there to do what you got to do. Okay, very good. Filter's out. That's draining down into that piece. You seem to do a pretty good job of keeping oil from going all over the place. And that guy's got either a brake problem or That could be a CV joint getting ready to let go too. All right, so that's draining down. And while that's draining down, we're going to come over here and get the kit down. I like this Redline kit. You buy this kit, it pretty much gives you everything you need in one shot. So you get 5 quarts of oil. Boom, right there. So, good stuff. Let me dig out the oil first. 2, 3, that's 4, that should be 5. No, that's primary case. There's the oil. Okay, 5 quarts of oil. Now, like I said, I prefer the K&N filter. K&N, it's a 171B. Fits the twin cams too. So, evidently, they didn't change the use of the filter itself. And what we're going to do is this. This kit also comes with funnel, funky shaped funnel, I guess for the transmission, maybe the primary. You also get this complete fuel system cleaner, which I will put in, because this bike did sit a long time. I put in some other stuff that I have. Came from a Harley dealer. It is called Helix 5-in-1. If I put that, I'm running that through first. And then once the tank is low, I'll end up throwing this in on the next fill up. So, because this stuff really does work well. And then of course it comes with an array of Redline decals and a pretty fancy hat. Pretty heavy duty. Now, which I don't wear. I actually punched a hole in the other one and put a GoPro camera mount on it. Idea I got from a guy on YouTube called Mike the Truck Nut, and he's freaking awesome. If you get a chance, go tune to his channel. So, all right. While that's draining, we're going to do this. Take the filter here, bring it down. All right, there's our filter. I got to get the plastic cover off first. Let's remove this. All right, let's get my pick. What's that thing your mom always told you? Don't pick at it. Well, in this case, you got to pick at it. Okay, so filter. Let's do this. Over here, I can't remember if that's, yeah, that's a 3/4, I think. Nope, not 3/4. Metric. 9/16. Okay, yeah, so that's a 9/16. Okay, this makes it a lot easier putting it back. That fits nice on there. It's even magnetized, but it's not strong enough, the magnet that I have in there, to hold it. But that's what's necessary for tightening it down. So we'll just get this ready to go. And let's see what we got here. That's good. So what I always do is put the filter back in the box, standing straight up. I put about half the filter full, so the bike doesn't starve for oil on first crank over. All right, let's get this off. That can go there. Let's get a fresh shop rag type paper towel, which I like, but they're so damn expensive now. I pretty much use regular paper towels for everything except for jobs like this that I want for wiping things down. All right, so first thing we're going to do is fill this about halfway. Fill it too far and then you can't get it back up in there without spilling a bunch of it. And what you do, take the little bit of oil, spill it on the top, and then run it around the ring. That way you get a nice lubed seal. Make sure the threads are lubed. All right, that can stay there. All right, let's see. Take this out. This actually worked for a change. I'm surprised. Allowed me to tip the filter out without losing a bunch of oil, which generally always happens. That's why I always stuff a rag in between here. You stuff the rag in there and you're guaranteed to stop the oil from flowing out the bottom, which you want. You want to get oil all over your regulator and stuff like that, down on your mounts, because oil will eat away at the rubber mounts. All right, so that's ready, filter's ready. This can come over here. Like I said, I'm going to start with 4 quarts. We'll roll it back off of the stand, and then we'll see where we're at cold and adjust from there. Okay, so now we'll bring you over here. Make sure I don't get my big head in the way. See where we're at. Okay, can we? Come on. Zoom. There you go. All right. Now, take the new filter. We're going to wipe down the plate that it mounts to, oil bypass, or whatever the hell they're calling it these days. You make sure you get all the oil off of that. That's good. And we get up in here slowly. So you used to be able to hold it from the front, but with the huge oil cooler on these things, you can't. All right, let's see. Sure. Yeah, okay, it's not 9/16, it's 11/16. All right, let's see, where are we at here? What I need is my, there it is, okay. 1/2-inch drive extension. And then what we do is you run it down till it makes contact. Okay, so now what they tell you to do is a 1/2 to 3/4 turn. So we'll go down here, we'll come all the way up. Actually, no, that's snug enough already. Holy crap. Good, all right, that's good enough. So the way it felt when I was putting it on, it actually went a little bit snugger. So we're at about 3/4 turn from when it first made the contact. It was tough to feel. So, but either way, now it's on there, it's good. So we'll fill it with oil. And then once it's full of oil, then we can go ahead and check for leaks, which obviously we shouldn't have any, between the new O-ring, the thread sealer. All right, that goes in there. I like to put my tools away right away when I'm done using them, just to get them out of the way. So, all right, so that's done. This box can go away. This O-ring, the old O-ring, a little bit of oil spilled. Get that. And we're going to go around the other side. We're going to put the oil in. Put my O-rings back over here because we're going to need them for the primary and the transmission. All right, where's my good funnel? This is already clean because I only use this for dumping oil. I have a separate funnel for oil, separate one for transmission fluid, and a separate one for like gear lubricant when you're doing it. Okay, so we got a clean funnel. Come around the other side over here. Obviously, you know where your dipstick is, I would hope. All right, pop that out. Get that towel laid on there. Okay, funnel, and we'll start with the open one. And you probably can dump straight from the bottle, but I'm old now, so I'm shaky. I admit it. You know, as you get older, you see things that you forgot. You know, you think about things from back in the day, and you wish you had done them differently. All I'm going to tell you is don't have regrets. I try not to have regrets now. I try to do what I got to do and keep people happy, be nice to people, unless they're nasty to me first, in which case then it doesn't happen. We don't do nice to nasty people. But I'm like one of the friendliest people you ever want to meet until you piss me off. And even then, if you give me an apology, I'll forgive you quick. That's just how I roll. All right, that's 1 quart in. These easy peel things are stuck to each other, so they're not as easy to peel as it claims. Let's get that one. Come on. I don't like to leave the foil on there because I'm afraid and it'll bust off and go down in the engine. Not that it would do anything because it's just a little bit of foil, but I don't like to take a chance. Oh, what the hell? Glugging out the back here, creating an air pocket as I'm dumping it. So we're gonna let that drain down. I'll get the next one open. I have to wipe that down on the back there now. It created a like a vacuum, I guess you want to say. As I was dumping it in, it splashed out a little bit on the back. Well, we want to get that cleaned up or we'll be smelling burnt oil leaks down on the exhaust. Okay, that's 2. And we'll go 3. Again, we're going to take our time with this one. I think I'll have to get out the S100 and spray where some of it, like I said, it almost created like a back vacuum. Like it had to burp and it burped up out. All right, again, this is 3 and we're going to put 4. So we'll stick 4 and then we'll check our level and bring it up halfway up the stick is where it's supposed to be. All right, that's 3. Hopefully this is going quick. Oh, how many minutes we got here? Where are we at? 37 minutes. Yeah, it's gonna end up being an hour-long video, maybe, give or take. All right, and then this is 4. Just don't make my mistake. When you pour it in, pour it slow. On the twin cams, just tip the bottle up there and just let it send it, you know, not a problem. But this, like I said, I guess it had to burp. So it glugged up out of the back and spilled some oil on the back side there. And like I said, I'm going to have to hit with some spray. Hit it with the S100, rinse it off real quick. All right, that's 4. All right, so that'll be 4 full quarts put in. Four full ones, and then we'll go from there and see where we're at. Again, like I said, it's supposed to be 4.5 according to everything that I read. So that's 4. Now we'll let it drain down, and then we'll go ahead and we'll stick it and see where we're at. But the kit comes with 5 quarts, which is nice. 5 quarts of 2050. Yeah, see the oil spill back there? Put my funnel back over here. That's the clean funnel section. All right, let's see. Wipe off what I can. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to have to, you can see it now, I'm going to have to get the S100 out. Otherwise, I'm going to be smelling burning oil for a week. Okay. Well, I got the majority of it. A little bit down the case here. Yeah, there we go. A little bit off the back. One thing, this bike is spotless. So I want to try to keep it that way. And like I said, so far it's nice. I like it. I'm getting old, as I said before, and what it is it's a lot lighter than the Street Glide. So I don't know, you know, as you get older, you need less weight under your ass. Bike does ride comfortable, which is another nice thing that I like. All right, where are we at? Okay. It's right here, all right? You technically want to be right where the Q is. So what we're going to do is put a little more and try to bring it up to the Q, and then we'll fire it up and see where we're at. Yeah, so that needs just a little bit more. Not much. When I picked it up, it was actually a little bit low on oil, like they had put in 4 quarts and left it. Because supposedly, like I said, it had been serviced. So I don't know if they did that when it was supposedly serviced or what the heck's going on. So, all right, let's see if we can do this without the funnel. Nope, I'm just playing with fire. Not gonna chance it. I said I don't want to mess. So I'm gonna put in maybe 1/4 of a quart, and we'll see where we're at. Again, to the Q on where it says add a quart, that's usually where it wants to be cold, according to everything that I found online. So I'll set that there. Let's see where we're at. Okay. All right, so now that's right to the Q. So what we're going to do is, I want to take it off the block of wood I'm up on, and then we'll check it again and see. Because again, it's supposed to be a full 1/2 quart. I just put a 1/4 quart in. So, see where we're at. Roll it back off the wood here. Get my little drain pan out of the way. That can go there. And it is hot today again. It's like not so much as hot, but muggy. It's the mugginess is like freaking terrible today. Humidity's up. Supposedly it wasn't going to be that far up, but the humidity is definitely up. Okay, wipe that off. Let me get it down off the block of wood. Move you guys over just a little bit. Okay. Okay, off the wood, on the side stand, and then we'll see where we're at. Piece of wood out of the way. Okay. Now. That's in. Always turn it back to seated. Okay, very good. So right now, it's up to the R on the stick. And what we got to do now is fire it up. So, because that'll finish filling the oil filter, and then we'll finally do our final levels. So what I do when I'm doing this, and you can hear it, let me find my keys, get them close to range. What I always do is start it, and let's get it in neutral. Neutral. So what I do is start it and turn it right back off. That helps to pump and fill the oil filter up. Do it again. Do it a 3rd time. I usually do this 4 times. So on the 4th time now when I start it, I'm just going to let it run. Because by that time your oil light's out, your filter is full, and you're ready to go. I hate that damn thing, just so you know. Not my cup of tea. Supposedly I can take the barrels off because I like the sound of the muffler. It's not overly loud, but it's not quiet. But I don't like those barrels. They make this racket when you're going down the highway. I thought something was wrong with the bike when I first went to look at it. All right, shut it down. Now that the filter is full, I'm just going to do the cold check, see where we're at. Because the hot check, you know, if you get it where it needs to be cold, then once it's warmed up and hot, it should be where it's supposed to be when it's hot, obviously. So, Take this, wipe it off. See where we're at now. Yeah, see? We got to add some more oil to that. Yeah, I spilled a lot came glugging up out of that damn thing. Yeah, see? So basically that's 4 quarts. It's right at the bottom of the stick. And this is how it was when I went to buy it. They had to go find some oil to put in it. They went down to the auto parts store and they picked up a couple of quarts of bike oil. Now I'm just going to finish going to the full half a quart. And that should bring me up where I need to be. Let's see what we got. There we go, that's that. See where we're at on the stick now. Okay. Yeah, she's still a little bit down. Let me let that settle. Let that oil drain back, and then we'll go from there. All right, in any case, I think it's time to close this out. We're almost at 50 minutes. So you see how easy it is to change your own oil? It's not a major problem. Once you get done, what you're going to do is you'll finish topping that up cold to the Q. Okay, make sure the level's right at the, where quart starts, the word quart. And once that's done, you'll check for your leaks. You'll fire it up a little more. You check for the oil filter, check the oil plug. Make sure there's no leaks. You got no leaks, you're ready to ride. Okay? And as always, your mileage may vary, as the old saying goes. If you don't feel capable to do this yourself, then please, above all else, take it to a professional. Okay? Everybody on YouTube, including myself, we try to do these videos to help you so you can save money. I think an M8 service now, oil change, primary change, like your 1,000-mile or 5,000-mile services. In this area, they're getting like $460 for that crap. So it cost me $148 or $153 shipped for the Redline oil kit. And it's everything that I need except for the O-rings. You buy a 50-pack of O-rings for I think less than $10. A $6 tube of thread sealant, and you're ready to freaking service your bike for the next 10 years. So, just keep that in mind. All right, as always, thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys. Please hit like and subscribe if this video's helped you out, and make a comment. Okay, comments are always appreciated. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video, which is either going to be transmission or primary.